It's a kid's movie. Like they said so. It's culture.
Yeah, it's culture.
It's culture.
Okay.
You're not going to scare the kids. Oh, well, if you do, it's culture.
Well, there's definitely some parts that scared adults, too.
Welcome to Holiday Film Countdown. I'm Jamie Walter, and today we are going to London.
That's right. This film is The Muppet Christmas Carol, our 17th ranked holiday film. Hello, I'm Tim Walter. A portmanteau is defined as a blending of words. The word Muppet joins marionette and puppet, a sort of best of both worlds, just like this film.
Our first guest is Wendy Fernandez. Hello, Wendy. Please let us know what you're drinking and give us a quick thought on the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Hello. I am now drinking water, but I was drinking a nice spiced hot chocolate. And I love this movie so deeply and dearly.
Great.
We know that. We'll learn more about this love. Our other guest is Santi Facundo. Hi, Santi. What are you drinking, and what's your thought on the film?
Hello, Tim. I loved this film. It was my first time seeing it, and I was drinking a Mexican hot chocolate with a whiskey kick.
All right.
And was drinking a Poppy. The cola flavor is my favorite. And my quick thought on this film is very cute. It pulls on the heartstrings and makes me laugh all at the same time.
And I am drinking a single malt whiskey by Modisette & Sons, earlier in the Mexican hot chocolate, and now straight up. It's very smooth, even though it is 125 proof. Kind of fools you there. And The Muppet Christmas Carol is number 17 in our countdown because we are recognizing genius, and it makes a classic accessible and bridges generations.
The Muppet Christmas Carol was released in 1992 and is based on the book A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. The screenplay was adapted by Jerry Joel, and this film was directed by Brian Henson.
Brian Henson is a brother of Jim Henson, and Jim Henson is the one who created the Muppets. So I need to say more about him and his Muppets. Jim Henson's Muppets originally appeared in TV commercials, then talk shows, and then finally got their real break as Sesame Street characters. From Sesame Street, the Muppets then appeared on early seasons of Saturday Night Live and ultimately achieved mainstream fame with the release of The Muppet Movie in 1979. Fame in this case meaning that adults were now watching along with their kids. Following the success of that film, The Muppet Movie, a weekly TV show, The Muppet Show, became a big hit through the early 1980s. Other Jim Henson creations include Fraggle Rock and the films The Dark Crystal and Labyrinth. The film we are featuring today, The Muppet Christmas Carol, stars Michael Caine along with Kermit, Gonzo, Miss Piggy, Fozzie, and many others.
I'm going to have to go back and watch some of those Saturday Night Live with the Muppets. I don't think I've seen any, but that sounds pretty funny. Could only imagine. All right, Wendy, what is your history with the Muppet Christmas Carol?
Well, I'm not sure when the first time I watched this movie was. I think it was later in life. I think it's like when you try to remember when you learned that George Washington was the first president of the U.S., you just can't. You've just always known that.
Right.
And I feel like I've always known this movie. Yeah, and we had it here at the Paramount last Christmas, I believe, last holiday season, and I was able to introduce it on stage, and that was so fun.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I just love this movie a lot. I think that might have been the first time that I watched it without actually crying, which is impressive. But yeah, I've got a very full history with this movie.
Gotcha.
And Santi, what is your history with this film?
My history with this film began tonight. This was the first time watching this film. But of course, I was born in 95, so I don't feel too bad anymore about missing the initial Henson puppet craze. But I've always known about Sesame Street and Kermit, Piggy, of course. But this was my first time watching the film.
Yeah.
Great.
I've seen it a few times. It's been a while, though, since I've sat down and watched the whole thing. I know my son loved this film, and it's definitely been on a lot, but it's only been a few times for me to see it.
Yeah, I had a brother who loved the Muppets growing up, and now I have a son who loves everything Muppets. And since Disney bought the Muppet franchise at some point, it's now on Disney Plus. So It's always there available to you, even though they don't show it enough on regular streaming or TV or streaming services.
Right. Okay, let's check out the trailer.
Get ready. Quiet! Get set.
God save my little broken body.
For the funniest family movie of the year.
I don't want to.
Walt Disney Pictures presents from Jim Henson Productions, The Muppet Christmas Carol. It's a Dickens of an adventure, as only the Muppets can tell it.
I am here to tell the story. And I am here for the food.
Only in theaters, The Muppet Christmas Carol.
You know that food is wax.
Rated G. Starts Friday, December 11th at a theater near you.
All right, what do we think of the trailer? If you hadn't seen the movie before, would it get you interested in wanting to see it?
I think so, definitely. I think it's a Christmas Carol, so everybody in the entire world knows the story of it, so there's not much plot-wise to give away.
Right.
But I think they did a great job of highlighting the Muppet-iness of it, if that's a word. It's not. Especially the shot of Kermit with the shooting star, which is in almost every single Muppet movie. I thought that was a cute little highlight. And highlighting it's a musical and all the little jokes. I think it's great.
Yeah, I'm far more familiar with Dickens' literary work, and seeing that trailer would make, I think, myself and any fan familiar want to go see this for sure.
Yeah, I think they did a good job of bringing out how silly it can be at times and also a little bit of the seriousness of the story. So I thought they did a good job.
Yeah, I found it interesting that they had the Nutcracker playing in the background, which was not in the film.
I know,
But
I
that
did
is very
notice that.
common because it peps it up with a familiar song. We'll get into the soundtrack later. The songs in this film are great. It's a musical, and they're very entertaining. But when you don't know them going in, sometimes they need to drop that familiar sound. Well, let's go inside the numbers. As mentioned, The Muppet Christmas Carol was released in 1992. Also released that year was our number 32 ranked holiday film, Batman Returns.
Quite different.
This film cost $12 million to make and grossed around $32 million at the box office for a net profit of around $20 million. So kind of low budget on both ends. Here are more numbers. 3. Well, this one's obvious. 3 is the number of ghosts appearing to Ebenezer Scrooge. 4, which is the number of holiday countdown films set in London. This is the first of those 4, all in the top 17. So London is obviously a great Christmas setting. 6, this is the number of songs in this film. It would have been 7 if When Your Love Is Gone had not been cut from the film, but the editors felt it was too long and too sad for children, and also Muppetless. But When Love Is Gone appears in some TV and home media versions of the film. In fact, our DVD had that choice. And next number is 7. 7 is the number of musicals in our countdown. This is definitely a musical defined as a film where major characters sing most of more than one song. That's how we're defining it. For instance, Elf is not a musical since it just has one extended song. But spoiler, Elf will come up at some point in this countdown. 12, as in 12 credited Muppeteers operating the characters in this film. Although I don't know if that's possible because I saw like 50, but 12 are credited. And then the next number is 20, which is the number of main Muppet characters in the film. And finally, The Muppet Christmas Carol has a score of 4.0 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and we will all give our own reviews and scores later on. So do any of these facts surprise you all?
I'm surprised that the score isn't higher. I think there's a lot of nostalgia in this movie. I definitely wasn't born yet when this movie was released, but I feel very nostalgic about it for some reason, even though I didn't grow up watching it, like I said. But I definitely feel like nostalgia would have made that number higher, and I wonder why it didn't.
Yeah, and hearing that it had doubled in over its profits or its initial investment, I think Scrooge would be very proud of that.
Definitely.
And
he was very aware and proud.
And considering it's been around for over 30 years, I'm sure it's made a lot more money in that time for everyone involved.
Yeah, good point. This does not include VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, streaming.
Maybe a laser disc.
Merchandising.
Merchandising, yes. So overall, major success. And of course, it's here, so that makes it important.
All right, well, how do we feel about it getting us into the holiday spirit? What about the setting of the film?
Well, I think that was a tall order since it's 95 or higher outside right now. But I think it did a great job. Just seeing snow and everyone bundled up and shivering does a lot, especially with an AC that's blasting, kind of tricks you into feeling like you're there. And the coziness of the candlelight and the warmth of the wood that you see everywhere, I think it does a great job.
Yeah, beautiful practical set. Really very minimal computer generated effects at all.
Right.
Yeah, very warm set, very cold at different times. I'm still wearing the Santa hat right now.
You are. We're very proud.
I am deep into the spirit now.
What did we think of the snow? Was it enough? Did it feel real?
I think it was enough. I think I noticed when it wasn't there. And I think I felt the lack of snow more than I felt the snow. So, like, towards the end, when you find out that Tiny Tim, spoiler, died briefly. Yeah, there's just no snow. There's nothing on the street. Yeah, they were constantly falling in it, shivering, freezing, being unfrozen, freezing again. I believed that those Muppets were very cold.
Yeah, and that's almost acting 101 for like stage productions, is to kind of make those weather patterns and the setting just feel more alive. So not only do we see the snow and has a really great kind of shaved ice quality, but not only seeing the people actors feel the cold and the snow, but also the Muppets, very well acted.
Yeah, I think towards the end it was raining, right? Definitely when the last Christmas ghost was there, it was raining and not snowing anymore. It definitely felt cold. It was kind of dark, and so it just gives off that cold vibe. And there was one snowman, do you remember? But he had his head knocked off.
Great bit.
Yeah.
Right.
What about Christmas decorations? Trees, wreath? Oh, wreath. We had a wreath.
Yes.
We did. A violently thrown wreath at a cute little bunny.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it about bunnies? They always have to go after bunnies. Have y'all seen Jojo Rabbit?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Have you seen Raising Arizona?
Oh my gosh, a long time ago, yeah.
They always go after the bunnies. Sorry. But I digress. Okay.
So cute.
They're so sweet.
That's why they go after them.
Yeah. Look at the rabbits, George.
It was understated. I saw garland.
Well, yeah.
Christmas tree?
I can't recall.
Not really.
No, I don't really remember seeing one.
And this was 1800s, right?
Yeah.
We were very much just happy to have a candle.
There was a huge feast.
It was a beautiful feast.
There were lots of carrots and grapes
That's right.
Yeah, there was a cornucopia.
and carolers. Yeah, I think the whole story is about someone who really, really hates Christmas. So I don't think you're expected to see a lot of that Christmas decoration because it is the first Muppet movie where Kermit's not the main character. So you're following this mean, mean guy. So then when you finally do see the warmth of a house that has a cornucopia and a goose and all this stuff, you're like, whoa, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not to hot takes yet, but if they had mistletoe, this story could have gone a whole different direction.
It did.
If it had a mistletoe, Miss Piggy would definitely be involved.
Definitely.
All right, let's go on to the characters and actors. This will be an interesting one. As Wendy mentioned, the star is Sir Michael Caine playing Ebenezer Scrooge. He is a knighted British actor with over 160 film appearances going back to the 1950s. He has 6 Academy Award nominations in his career and has won twice. For Best Supporting Actor in 1986 for Hannah and Her Sisters, and in 1999 for Cider House Rules. He is also one of only 5 actors all time to be nominated for an Academy Award in 5 different decades. The others being Sir Laurence Olivier, Paul Newman, Jack Nicholson, and Denzel Washington. So he's in great company there. Known this century for his roles in the Batman series, including The Dark Knight, and also 5 other Christopher Nolan films like Inception, Interstellar, and Dunkirk, and so forth. And then I know him from back in the day, 80s, 90s, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, Miss Congeniality, Austin Powers Goldmember, and via my kids, Cars 2. I think his character was named Finn McMissile. I just pulled that one out. In Cars 2. He was the Aston Martin.
Good for him.
Of course, of course.
So what did we think of Ebenezer Scrooge? We know Michael Caine is a great actor. So what about Ebenezer?
I think he's miserable. And we love that he's miserable. I think what makes a story a good story is a good villain. And he's definitely the villain of his own story. So just seeing everyone else in the story not like him as you also dislike him is very validating for us, but also just he crushed it. He killed it. Absolutely just destroyed that role. I'm never going to see another Ebenezer the same. I also think we should bring the name Ebenezer back. I have not seen an Ebenezer out in the wild ever.
Ebenezer Fernandez. Can we expect that one day?
Well, I didn't want to make the announcement yet, but
Another spoiler alert.
yeah.
What did you think of Ebenezer, Santi?
Oh, just true to the definition, a miser, just someone who really won't put forward any charity to anyone else's pleasure. Just hoards, hoards, hoards. A lot of displeasure for himself and the people around him.
Just destroying himself from the inside the whole time.
Yes.
I don't feel like they did justice for what he turned out to be because they go back in time and so he was lonely, right? But it really made him so hard. Like, I don't know. I felt like it needed to be a little more tragic.
You're saying that the inciting event is not strong enough to make that person?
Yeah, that's how I felt.
So there could have been more to it. But
Yeah.
as a child, he was also lonely.
That's
Remember?
what I mean. Yeah, when he went back as a child, he was lonely. But it wasn't like people were mean to him or, the kids were like, come on, let's go. And he's like, no, I'm going to stay here. And we didn't see him being abused or anything. I mean, it was just, he was lonely. But it seemed like almost to me like he chose to be lonely.
Nature versus nurture for Ebenezer Scrooge.
That comes up a lot in these podcasts. So, yeah, that is right on because they didn't really give a reason that he was choosing to stay behind and not go play with classmates, nor did they give a real reason that he was so focused on his work that he neglected his love life, his girlfriend. I don't
Right.
know what her
Right.
role was.
Paramore.
Paramour. So,
I'm pretty sure if he just would have asked, she would have said yes.
bitty ring with a little bitty diamond like fleck.
It was very economical.
Yeah, I definitely noticed the parts we didn't see about Ebenezer Scrooge. And I feel like for me personally, that's where I was able to put in my own assumptions on, what his life was like outside of the screen or outside of the text. Mm-hmm. The simple way I think anyone can relate to even the antagonist of a story. So yeah, love lost. It can change a person.
Has anyone here actually read the novel?
Just the play.
I wonder if there's more in the book.
I've never made it through the entire thing.
Yeah.
Although every year I'm like, this is the year. It never is. It never is.
Well, I will give another spoiler. We have a live action A Christmas Carol to come, and we'll find out more there, maybe.
Report back.
Oh, so stay tuned.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if somewhere in there he lost a dog or maybe he was an orphan. I'd be very surprised, but I'd believe the way he turned out. That something tragic like that happened.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't seem impoverished
That's true.
as a child, materially. So maybe there was some neglect or whatever. We'll find out. All right, well, let's go through some characters. We have Bob Cratchit, played by Kermit the Frog. And we might as well roll in there his wife, Emily Cratchit, played by Miss Piggy. And their main child character, Tiny Tim, played by Robin the Frog. So what do we think of this family?
It's so good. Robin the Frog destroys me every time I watch this movie. They made just the cutest choice, and they really shove it in your face, and then they take it away so fast.
And I never expected Muppets to be so grounded. I thought they were all like Animal on the drums. It was very impressive to see how dropped into the characters all of them were.
Yeah, and this was before the Kermit Miss Piggy divorce, so they were at the height of their relationship.
True.
I agree. The depth of the characters was really strong in that little house. Mm-hmm. And it just brought you in and you just wanted to be there.
I also love how all the boys are frogs and all the girls are pigs.
Yeah. All the girls look just like their mom, and the boys look just like their dad.
That's so good.
I mean, there's so much underlying comedy in this. Just the whole concept of it and the way they executed. Classic. All right. And then let's go on to our narrator, Charles Dickens, played by Gonzo, accompanied by the rat named Rizzo.
Yeah, Rizzo.
Rizzo the rat. How did Charles Dickens do narrating this film?
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic. It really felt like not only a comedic bridge, but also a literary bridge for anyone that isn't familiar with the original story. It really drove home the overall themes and the structure of the film.
The narration, I think, is perfect. I think it ties in the way that the book is written. It also is just straight quotes from the source material, which makes it, I think, one of the more faithful adaptations, if not the most accurate, just percentage-wise with what's captured from the source material. I'm also a Gonzo truther. He is my favorite Muppet, so I'm a little biased. I do think Fozzie Bear was my first love, but Gonzo has a special place in my heart, so I do think he was absolutely perfect, and I have no notes.
I think Gonzo did a great job, and just the relationship he had with the rat was just great. Like when he fell down the chimney, I guess it was, and his feet were burning because he fell on the goose that was cooking. And he's like, oh, my feet are burning. And Gonzo's like, you get all the fun. You fell down the thing. And he looks at him like, what fun? You know, I just love the way their interaction was.
Going back to what Wendy said about their narration mostly being text from the story, one of my favorite lines, I don't remember it quote for quote, but when he talked about Ebenezer loving the darkness for how cheap it was, I believe. I think that one line really sums up who Ebenezer is.
Yeah. And at the end, when they're like, it's scary, so we'll meet you back later. And they're like, we're not going in there with the third ghost.
They're so good.
Oh, that was
the
a great
future.
That was a great little setup there.
Oh, yeah. Love
And just
it.
the looks that they give each other, even though they're Muppets, you forget that because they're so expressive. The blank stares that Gonzo is always giving Rizzo, just at M&Ms or the jelly bean things that Rizzo's doing, the way that he fell off the gate but could fit through the little bars, just the way they're just staring at each other is so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to say, going back to Jamie's comment about you get all the fun stuff, he's acknowledging that we're just furry creations and we really don't feel pain.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah, the
good.
fourth wall breaking, it wasn't distracting. It was very fun.
Yeah.
All right, we have a few more characters, and Wendy mentioned Fozzie Bear. He provides a little break from the rest of the scenes, nice bit of warmth in the dark. So how do we feel about Fozzie Wig and also his mother in this film?
Like I said, Fozzie Bear, I think, might have been my first love. So I love that bear. I love how he comes back at the end, but he's green or gray, just a different color to show that he's older. He's so cute. And his rubber chicken factory, iconic.
Okay, we have a couple more I'll mention. Sam the Eagle, just playing it straight, always.
I think it's just Sam Eagle.
All right. Yet it's Kermit the Frog. Okay.
Because he's a frog.
All right. So if you're a frog, you get the. All right. How about Sam Eagle?
I loved it. Yeah, clearly being an American icon, being an eagle, to see them pull that joke into the story was hilarious. Yeah, that kind of on-the-nose comedy really gets me.
Yeah. I like how they remind you that they are just Muppets acting out the story. So when he was like, yeah, we're in America, and then he gets corrected by Gonzo, and he's like, Britain.
Right.
It's good.
And then, what are the judges' names?
Sattler and Waldorf, they're named after two hotels in New York.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yeah.
I remember them from the Muppet Show,
Yeah.
and that was probably my favorite part.
They're so funny.
Yeah.
They're just haters.
But so clever.
Yeah.
I mean, right on it.
I like how they laugh at themselves.
Yeah.
If that's not me in 50 years, I don't want it.
All right. Well, let me just mention this. I said earlier that a Muppet is a portmanteau of two words, marionette and puppet. Marionettes use strings from above to move the limbs, like Pinocchio. But Jim Henson's creations brought rods from below, which changed the movement and made for a better viewing experience. You're not looking at all these strings. And then he coupled this technique with hand puppets and then used felt instead of wood, so kind of creating a skin for the head and body, which provide more natural movement, better movement, and actual facial expressions. And so that kind of goes back to what Wendy was saying about the emotions of the characters. You can see them relating to each other. I found that interesting in doing the research and just getting the history of it, going back to the 50s when he started doing this. as a child. When he was 14, he was making these things.
Wow.
Good for him.
I think Wendy was also 14.
Yeah, I was going to
when
say.
she was making puppets.
No.
I was going to say, when did you start, Wendy?
I just did it very briefly in college just to see if I
college.
could. I will try any hobby, I think, to see how it goes. But yeah, Wendy too. She didn't go great, but she is great. She has a little Build-A-Bear wig. I didn't quite understand how the felt worked, so she has hot glue going right down her face, and that's okay. It makes her unique and one of a kind.
That's right.
I didn't notice the hot glue until you mentioned it.
Yeah, it's.
I like her.
You have to make a sock and then put the sock over the foam of the puppet. You can't just glue it onto the puppet.
Well, the hair is fabulous.
Thank you. It's Build-A-Bear.
Yes, it's fabulous.
Any other characters that you want to discuss?
Truly, Rizzo the Rat. Oh, man. Dickens was great, but I feel like Rizzo the Rat really drove home many of the comedic parts of the film.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the scenes. So what would be maybe your favorite or most memorable scene from this film? What do you think, Wendy? There's so many. I know it's hard.
There are. I think I have two. I really like the opening number, just how clever the lyrics are, with everyone in the town just absolutely hating on Scrooge. They're coming up with the most clever things. Of course, there's no cheeses for us Mises. Incredible rhyming. Everyone's just talking about how awful he is right in front of them, and I think that's great. I also really, really love when Kermit is walking home. I'm sorry, Bob Cratchit, and he has Tiny Tim on his shoulder, and they're just walking down the street, and the street's moving underneath them, and it is so cute, and it lasts like 15 seconds, but it really stays with you. And then they call back to it later after Tiny Tim passes, and they're like, he's been walking home slower now. Ugh,
Oh, I know.
terrible.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Have you ever seen Kermit the Frog riding a bike?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's because he's an actual frog. That's how he can do those things.
I was also very impressed by the walking with Tiny Tim scene and seeing the rotating pavement beneath them. That practicality just always impresses me.
Did any scenes get to you, Santi?
During the scene with the Ghost of Christmas Present, when Bob Cratchit is in the city square, everyone is singing, there's really subtle acting from Michael Caine, where you just kind of see him shifting his eyes, looking around, and it's really hitting home for him that he's lived his life in such a way that has separated him from his loved ones, his community, and his town and coworkers as well. And a lot of Michael Caine's acting makes me reflect on my own life. And I think that's just really, really powerful stuff from such a lauded performer.
Yeah, I think you can't watch this film without reflecting a little bit on, thinking, well, how will I be perceived at the end of my time? I mean, it just gets you thinking. I like when they're having their Christmas dinner. It's Miss Piggy and Kermit and the family, and he's doing a toast, and he's toasting Scrooge for making it happen. And I love the way she's interjecting, because obviously she doesn't like the way he treats her husband. He's like this kind of mean boss, but yet he's still very thankful that without, I guess, his job, he wouldn't have been able to make it happen. So he still has that thankful heart and warm heart for his boss, even though he had to beg him to get off for Christmas.
And I don't know if I've seen that scene really drive home as effectively as the Muppets acted out. Seeing different productions, sometimes yearly, locally, man, just across the board, the Muppets really drove home the themes
Yeah.
without being too on the nose at all. It was very good stuff.
Could that scene have been the inspiration for Undercover Boss, the TV show? Just thinking.
Oh. I don't know.
I like that scene too, the meal with the toast and the warmth of it. It's set up by the coldness of that first scene in the business where they're going through the mortgages and going through the papers and showing how tight Ebenezer is and how hard it is just to even try to celebrate the holiday, and just his feeling for it.
Well, yeah, he's
just
like,
really sets that tone for the whole film.
he's like, here are the eviction notices, pass them out tomorrow. And he's like, well, wait a minute, tomorrow's Christmas. And then Ebenezer says, well, you can gift wrap it.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Let us deal with the eviction notices for tomorrow, Mr. Cratchit. Tomorrow's Christmas, sir. Very well. You may gift wrap them.
Cruel.
Right?
And when Bunsen and Beaker are asking for donations, and he's like, my tax dollars pay for prisons and debtors' houses and all this stuff. Yeah. And then they put that back in his face later on with the Ghost of Christmas Present. Mm-hmm. It's just like, decrease the population, one less person on the street. Let them die.
Oh, that's a hard line, too. Oh, and it comes
a
back.
kids movie.
Yeah.
Jeez. Or is it a kids movie?
It's a kids movie. Like, they said so. It's culture.
Yeah, it's culture.
It's culture.
Okay.
You're not going to scare the kids. Oh, well, if you do, it's culture.
Well, there's definitely some parts that scared adults, too.
Yeah.
So, Santi, what did you think of The Ghost of Christmas Past?
That's exactly the part that scared this adult. That Christmas Past ghost was crazy looking.
It is scary.
It was clearly different from every other puppet. It had an uncanny human-like porcelain face. I was quite confused, but I did love the flowiness of the fabric used to emulate the ghost.
So is that a practical effect?
Had to have been a practical effect. Yeah.
I think the eyes, too, right? The eyes just seemed like very, I don't know. The voice sounds so sweet and warming, but the eyes seem kind of cold, and it was just interesting.
And the red hair was wispy as well. Mm-hmm. Everything was wispy, but that face was too static.
It was really funny because you were very into it, and then the ghost showed up, and you start shifting and moving around. You're like, I don't know what that is. And then it started talking, and it got worse. It was so good.
All right. Any other scenes? I think we covered it. All right. Quotable lines. We've kind of already covered some. Someone already stole mine, but let's go through quotable lines. Mine was, you can gift wrap those eviction notices. Anyone else have any quotes? I know Wendy does.
I've got loads. I also wanted to mention Animal just looking disappointed and not being able to play the drums, and then playing the drums. Good for him. Waldorf and Statler, when they're at the Fozzie party, they're like, it was short, it was brief. We loved it.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right after he said, this is the time we take a nap.
Yeah.
When he set up for his speech.
Light the lamp, not the rat. Light the lamp, not the rat.
Hey, light the lamp, not the rat, light the lamp, not the rat. My apologies.
Classic.
Bah humbug.
Classic.
Just had to get that in.
Yeah.
Thank you for making me a part of this.
Okay.
Ooh, I've got a good one I like. Rizzo, this is Louise. We've met when they're being dragged by the Ghost of Christmas Past through the trees. And then there's the chicken, because Gonzo is in a relationship with a chicken named Camilla. So there were a lot of jokes throughout the movie where he would see a chicken. He'd be like, ooh, hello. It's because of Camilla.
So that's somewhat institutional knowledge there.
A little bit, yeah. But it's so funny.
I feel like Wendy and me saw entirely different films. And knowing the in-betweens, wow.
I'm sorry. I know all the Muppet lore. Miss Piggy also canonically later has a relationship with Josh Groban. Just fun fact.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was salacious.
That sounds Christmassy.
It does. They would do a good duet.
See Miss Piggy and Fiddler on a Roof.
Oh my gosh, yes. Sweeney Todd.
All right. Well, what would we say the moral of the story is?
I think it's obvious. Just be nice. Don't be a Scrooge. Don't be a humbug. Treat every day like it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Really drive it in.
Yeah, definitely being grateful and being gracious to those around you and those that help prop yourself up.
Yeah, I think also just remember what's really important, right? It's not about having all the money. It's about the people that you're around, your friends, your family, and just trying to make things a little better for others.
Yeah, I would say also live in the moment and not live for some destination in the future in this world, because he comes to realize that I've got to live for now or it's going to be too late. So get after it.
Yeah, life really happens wherever you are. And this story really shows that what can happen to a person if they forget how to live their life. And like you said, they kind of stick to those goals of the future.
There's a line that he says, the true measure of a man is the number of his friends. And I think that's a nice way to put it.
And he got to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hot takes. Does anyone have a hot take?
I don't know if they ever made one, but I think there should be a Christmas Carol too, just to see how everything ends up for Ebenezer Scrooge. Oh. And I'd even be happy with a Muppet Christmas too. And if they entirely take it off the rails, just to see where everyone went after the story.
Do you want him to get even nicer or to devolve?
Maybe a role reversal where we see Ebenezer become even nicer, but the Muppets devolve.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And Ebenezer almost relapses but saves himself and then everyone else.
Perfect.
It's beautiful.
Written by Tim Wolter.
I have a hot take. Is that Ghost of Christmas Present really Santa Claus?
Ooh, maybe.
Or is it just Santa Claus's look and laugh?
I feel like across different adaptions, that's the energy and the intention. It was quite a jolly guy.
Yeah, I felt it when he was there. It felt like Santa.
And who to be more associated with present and presents than
There we go.
a Santa-like figure.
And he had so many carrots. I just kept looking at that. I don't know why I really noticed it. This watch through, there's just a lot of carrots in every scene. See, I have a hot take. I think maybe the only thing that could make this movie better, and I don't know where it would fit, is Pepe the King Prawn. He's not in this movie. And I don't know where I would stick him. Maybe just working in Scrooge's shop or as a fourth ghost that's not allowed to visit Scrooge. I don't know. I missed his energy.
A sidekick ghost?
Sidekick ghost.
Maybe to soften that first ghost that freaked out Santi.
Or maybe he just visits Rizzo, because he and Rizzo were roommates for a while, so they could just hang out.
I'm looking forward to the Muppet podcast with Wendy one day.
Yes.
Come on.
So, what is Pepe? I know of him. I always thought he was like a cockroach because he kind of had like a jazzy voice like
He's a
this.
shrimp. He's a king prawn.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if him and his agent had an outing, couldn't get him on the film.
Maybe it was just like too cold for him.
Yeah, I mean, there they would call him a prawn.
Yes. Yeah.
I do know that.
Is he secretly British? Are we onto something?
There's your sequel.
There it is.
He appears.
Speaking of the British, I think I do have a hot take. It would have been interesting to see the Muppets do Cockney accents.
Interesting is a good word for that.
Yeah, to see Bob Cratchit as Kermit with a Cockney accent. I don't even think I can imagine that. That's
The
hard.
layers.
Yeah. That really would have pushed the Henson puppet performers.
They are working so hard perfecting that craft.
Yeah. I know their backs hurt at the end of the day from carrying the franchise. Just they're doing a lot.
So I have another hot take. That turkey was way too big to cook in 4 hours. I mean, they're looking at that's about a 6-hour turkey right there.
And rotisserie?
I mean, that's a late dinner. By the time Scrooge arrives with that turkey, they'll be lucky to be plating it at 9 o'clock. So, but they're used to being hungry, so I guess they can make it.
Oh my gosh. And then his nephew was not with his wife at the end of the movie at the party with everybody. Where'd she go? Why wasn't she there?
Oh, wow.
Good point.
There were 2 humans in that room, and she was not one of them.
You're an eagle-eyed viewer. Wow.
More for the sequel. We're just feeding it and feeding it.
Yeah, there it is.
All right. Let's move on to the parent guide. It's G. Do we feel that's appropriate? If so, why?
Is there anyone that you would not watch this with?
I think that's appropriate. I think it might be a little scary. I could definitely see myself being scared of it if I was 5 or 6 and watching it for the first time. Mm-hmm. But I also think it's totally fine. It's the Muppets. They're cute. They're funny. And the jokes that the kids are not going to get, that's fine.
Just builds character.
Yeah, it's culture.
It's culture.
I think if you haven't been to therapy, this movie might reflect a little bit on yourself, and that could be scary. Maybe not for children, but for adults, it can be scary in that way.
Looking deep inside.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe it's what some people need, right?
Oh, you said it. Oh, yeah. I've got some things to talk about with my therapist next week now.
We probably all do.
All right, let's move on to the soundtrack. So Paul Williams wrote all of these songs. He was a 1970s musician, somewhat of a character actor. He actually appeared in Smokey and the Bandit, believe it or not. He also wrote The Rainbow Connection, which was a Muppet staple. He wrote Evergreen from A Star is Born, 1970s version, which won a Grammy and the Oscar for Best Original Song. And Paul Williams is also the one who wrote the theme to The Love Boat.
So everything equally culturally impactful.
He found his place. And then, as mentioned earlier, this is a musical with 6 original songs in the theatrical version, plus a 7th in the home video release and some TV versions. Some of the titles were Scrooge, sung by the entire cast, One More Sleep Till Christmas, It Feels Like Christmas, Bless Us All, and then a grand finale, which was kind of a mashup. And also, by the way, we have One Christmas Carol, Good King Wenceslas, also appears.
I love the One More Sleep Until Christmas because, when kids are little, time is so abstract to them. And I remember when our kids were little and they're wanting to know, like, when we're going on vacation or when something big is going to happen. And it's hard for them to understand, oh, in a week or in 3 days, but you can tell them how many times you're going to go to sleep. And so I remember telling them, oh, like in 3 more sleeps and then we're, going on vacation. I remember using that phrase. So maybe I got it from that song. I don't know.
AKA Christmas Eve, 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 Eve. We used to do that.
It's cute.
What y'all think of the songs? Any favorites here?
The Love We Found, I believe, is one of the last songs of the film. That really touched my heart.
Yeah, I really like the opening number. I just think the lyrics are very, very clever. And the little uppity song that Robin and Kermit sing together when he's walking home. I love it. It's just so cute.
And I think the music in general really drove home the themes of this film clearer than any production I've ever seen myself. And especially having the Muppets play the supporting cast and the citizenry around the town. It's very, very effective and entertaining, I think, for all ages. As someone who's never seen the film, I think it was a very exciting reintroduction to that world through these songs.
Yeah, I thought Bless Us All was sweet.
So
Just
sweet.
with the family around the table. Mm-hmm. The frog and the piggy faces were just spot on.
I like how they didn't keep the song in the theatrical cut, but they used the instrumental in the background of a lot of scenes just to remind you, it's like, hey, this was almost in the movie. You did miss out on something.
Okay, well, Wendy, what would you rate this film? I know we talked about it earlier. Remember, it's a 4.0 on Letterboxd, and you can use decimals if you need to.
Again, I think I'm very biased, and I cannot give a good answer. 5 out of 5 stars.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's funny, it's heartfelt, it's educational, teaches kids words like omniscient. I just think it's great, and it makes you cry, it makes you laugh, makes you feel kind of the whole range of emotion.
Right.
Great. I knew we were going there. That's awesome. And Santi, where are you going 1 to 5 here?
Yeah, holiday films, this one's a true 5. This one's a true 5 for me. Classic literary piece that this movie really brings it into the 20th century and now 21st century for us. Mm-hmm. And I think it will continue to do that up into the end of the 21st, into the 22nd.
All right. Big numbers here.
I'm going to rate it a straight up 4. Again, like y'all said, it's a classic. It does give a little bit of everything. You laugh, you cry, and I love all that feel good, but maybe some of it felt a little long I know the songs helped tell the story, but maybe at certain points it felt just a tad bit long.
That's how I typically feel about seeing a stage production, especially one that has like an intermission in the middle. The pacing of the film got straight into it really quickly, I felt.
Gotcha.
Okay. And I have to keep in mind all of the films that are coming up and not be a prisoner of the moment. To me, this is a 4.2. I give it a slight bump from Letterboxd. I can't go elite, but I can go, hey, you need to see this. It should be in the rotation. Why is this one not around more? Why is it not more available to us? Again, I mentioned Disney Plus has it, but It should be just on sometimes when you're flipping around. It's too good.
So, Wendy, would you recommend this to everyone?
Spoiler, absolutely would, and I think I have. So I don't
Gotcha.
think there's anybody that I've ever talked to, including the HEB cashiers, that I haven't mentioned this to. So,
I love it.
So you were an evangelist for this film.
oh yeah, even like last week, I was talking up somebody in a gas station about it.
There we go. All right, keep working because then we will see it out there more.
Yeah, I'm
You
trying to
keep it
get
up.
that bump in IMDb.
All right, and Santi, would you recommend this film and to whom?
Definitely any Jim Henson fan, even if you just grew up with Sesame Street like myself. Yeah, I could recommend this movie easily to anyone.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. Anyone can enjoy this. It's good. You could watch it with your grandmother or your, I don't know, 5-year-old. And anyone in
Yeah.
between that.
You know, I agree. I would recommend it. And I might even go maybe older people, almost elderly people with subtitles to catch all the jokes. But I think they would enjoy it just because it's got a certain, I don't know,
Whimsy.
whimsy, irreverence, but yet they may identify with the classic nature of it. So we're often recommending these movies to children, but I'm going higher.
To the elderly.
Yeah, let's bring it to the elderly.
And I think that's also why the elderly enjoy theater as well. And that's one of the big things I enjoyed the most about this film was how theatrical it was. It can easily be a stage production. It has been with real people, but not Muppets.
Right.
And I think that's what makes it timeless.
Yeah, and I feel like elderly people like stories they know. They're not always willing to take on something new. So you're giving them a story they already know. They're just watching it in a different way.
As I get older, I can relate to that.
All right, Wendy, what is your favorite holiday film?
Oh, I wish I'd thought of this in advance. I don't know. I have like my rotation that I have to watch, and it doesn't feel like the season unless I watch all of them. This is definitely top 3. I don't know if I have a favorite,
Okay.
but it's up there with I think the Santa Claus. Okay, controversial opinion.
Okay.
The Santa Claus 3. A lot of people don't like that one. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with the Santa Claus. I don't know these films.
With Tim Allen?
No. I only know him from Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Got to get him back for those.
It is coming up in the countdown, and the guests are very passionate about it.
Those are
In
fun.
fact, I may not be able to let them hear what you just said. Just so you know.
Yeah, keep that one to yourself. Go watch that and then let people know.
We'll see
Yeah.
if it makes it in the episode.
I'll
Stay
watch
tuned.
it. Yeah, I'll watch it and I'll tune in.
I even watched the TV show, and there's crazy lore with the elves going on that I feel like needs to be addressed in those movies. It's insane.
So is that your call, the Santa Claus?
I don't know. It's like that, Elf, and the Muppets, I think, are my top 3. They're kind of tied.
Okay, but power's going out in 2 hours, and you've got to watch a movie. What are you going with?
Any movie?
One of the 3 you
One
named.
of the 3, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna have to say Elf. I think I like came to consciousness as a human being right around the first time I watched that. So
Okay.
Okay,
I don't know if
That's a
that
good
makes sense.
that's a great answer.
Okay.
All right, Santi, what is your favorite holiday film?
Yes. It's a Japanese anime drama called Tokyo Godfathers, directed by the late, great Satoshi Kon. It's a modern story. It's about a group of homeless people in Tokyo, and on Christmas Eve, they come upon a baby that was left in a pile of trash outside of their dwelling. And so they go on a journey across the city searching for the mother of this baby. And it's a beautiful, beautiful story.
Wow. That's a pretty strong one there.
I know. I haven't heard of that. That sounds super cool, though.
It's really good. Highly recommend it for anyone.
Is it heartwarming? Is it like serious comedy?
It definitely has comedic moments, but definitely a serious drama. Yeah, it's a great story that captures all the great themes of a Christmas story. Graciousness, giving to others, empathy. Yeah, highly recommended.
Okay.
All right, Wendy, is there anything that you would like to promote?
I would like to promote PBS. I think Jim Henson wouldn't be who he is and PBS wouldn't be who they are without each other.
Okay.
And I think this is a great time to go support them and check out what they do for everybody in the community.
Great. Thank you. I know we had some Sesame Street viewers here.
Yeah.
And Santi, is there anything you'd like to promote?
I think I'm going to have to also promote the Corporation for Public Broadcasting that supports PBS. Yeah, I entirely agree. I wouldn't be the person I am today without public broadcasting. And more than ever, that's something we need to allocate attention and funds to.
Okay.
And viewers like you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ebenezer Scrooge could probably give a pledge now at the end of this film.
And he would.
Yeah, now he would. All right. Thank you for joining this discussion of our 17th ranked film, The Muppet Christmas Carol. Please like, follow, and comment on this podcast.
Yes, please share and spread the word about Holiday Film Countdown. Thank you, Wendy and Santi, for joining us. And thanks to all our listeners. Next week, we're moving on to our 16th ranked holiday film, which will take us to Barton, Massachusetts.